Stringer. If you have a question, go to her now.
Okay. So we are going to be reading chapter 3 and 4 of Freckle Juice. And I know we normally do our novel studies like a certain way, kind of like how we did with Charlotte's Web, but today we're going to do it a little bit different because this is my homework, to say it simply.
I'm going to add some pizzazz.
Yeah, we're going to make it a little bit different. So instead of starting with vocabulary, we are going to start with going over what we read in chapter 1 and 2. So can anybody raise their hand and tell me some things that they remember? Georgia?
There was this really big leader, and he wanted Freckles just like his friend, and he wanted to know, and he wasn't really paying attention in class, and so he thought that if he had Freckles, he would probably listen more and pay attention.
Okay, yeah, I like that. How much did Andrew pay for this Freckle Juice? Patrick?
50 cents.
50 cents, right? And what was in this recipe? Does anybody remember? Olivia?
Mustard, vinegar, and
Who wants to help me with the last one? Kinsey?
grape juice.
Yeah. So does that sound very good?
No.
No, right? I wouldn't drink that. So now that we looked back in our chapters, we're going to talk about looking ahead. So we're going to talk about making inferences today. So who wants to read what's on the board for me? Carlin?
Favorites must use clues in the story and what information they know to explain words, not just close without
Yeah, so when we're making inferences, we are not looking at what the text is actually telling us. We are making predictions and we are coming up with these things from our own brain. So one way to think about it, like an addition problem. So we have clues from the text, and we have our own personal information and knowledge that we have in our head, and that is how we infer. So we're going to look at 2 examples. So who can read this for everybody? Mallory? Awesome, thank you. So after reading that, where do you think they are? Audrey? At the beach. And where in the text does it tell you that? Patrick? Or where in the text made you think that they were at the beach?
The wave crashed on their legs.
Okay, yeah. And raise your hand if you've ever been to the beach. Probably almost all of you. Have the waves crashed on your feet before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how you're able to infer that you're at the beach. So let's do one more. Who would like to read this one? Aiden?
Sam's favorite movie was playing at the movies. His mom took him and his friends to see it. As they were walking to the theater, Sam turned to his mom and said, When you get it, can you put extra salt and butter on it? Thanks, Mom.
All right. So after reading that, what was his mom getting for him? Parker?
Popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn, right? So where in the text helped you find out that they were getting popcorn, Georgia?
When you get it, can you put extra salt and butter on it?
Yeah, exactly. So, and then obviously, raise your hand if you guys have ever been to movies. Do you guys normally get popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They make it so it's like you want the bite drink.
You can get popcorn and drinks.
Yeah. Popcorn. Only because when you get popcorn, they make it like super dry.
They make your mouth dry.
Oh yeah, you're right. They always want you to buy more.
The scam.
So yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to be doing in chapter 3. We're going to be making some inferences. So now we are going to do our vocabulary for chapter 3.
Yeah.
There you go. You can zoom in.
chapter 3, our vocabulary words are dash, overdoing, ingredient, spec, and tilt. So, do we think a dash is a food item needed to make a recipe, to move into a slope position, to run in a great hurry, a tiny spot or a tiny amount, or doing something too much or in excess? Harlan?
To run a great hurry.
So a dash, oh yeah, perfect.
Okay. Hit the top. TV with the pencil on it. There you go. You can.
Okay. Yeah. So a dash is to run in a great hurry. Good job. All right, overdoing. So do we think overdoing is a food item needed to make a recipe, to move into a slope position, a tiny spot or a tiny amount, or doing something too much or in excess? Kinsey?
Doing something too much or in excess.
Awesome. Good job. All right, our next word, ingredient. So do we think that's a food item needed to make a recipe, to move into a slope position, or a tiny spot, or a tiny amount? George?
Food item needed to make a recipe.
Awesome. Great job. All right, next is spec. So do we think that's moving into a slope position, or a tiny spot, or a tiny amount? Olivia?
A tiny spot.
Awesome. Good job. And then our last one, we have tilt. Do we all agree it's to move into a slope position?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Good job. So now we're gonna fill in the blanks. So we have our word bank. We have key, shoe, freckles, ran, and sick. So, number 1, after school, Andrew blanked all the way home. Did he shoe all the way home, run all the way home, key all the way home, freckles all the way home, or sick all the way home? Audrey? Ran. And it's like when you're running, is like run and dash kind of similar?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to get there faster. Faster than you would when you're walking, right?
They mean the same thing, just different words.
Good job. All right. Who? This time, who wants to read number 2 out loud? Mason.
He stopped at Mrs. Burrow's house to get the
Blank. Do we think that it would be? Oh, let's cross it out. The shoe, key, freckles, or sick? Key, right? What do you need to get inside your house? A key, right? Good job. Not freckles, not sick, not shoes. All right, who wants to read number 3? Owen? His blank. Do we think he kept it in his shoe, in his freckles, or in his sick? Patrick?
In his shoe.
In his shoe. I wonder why he would keep it in his shoe. I guess we'll find out. What?
Sometimes. That's where you put stuff.
That's where you keep stuff?
Yeah, we don't have pockets if we don't have a pocket on your shirt or in your pants.
Okay.
You either put it into your sock or you put it into your shoe.
Okay, maybe Andrew did do that. All right, number 4, Kinsey.
The recipe said the faster you drink it, the faster you get
Blank.
freckles.
Yeah. So the faster that you drink the freckle juice, the faster you get your freckles. All right, and our last one, Emma.
Andrew
Drink.
drank the juice and
Very fast.
very fast, and he felt very sick.
He felt very sick.
Oh. I think this is cool about this. I don't think he.
All right. So now that we've done our vocabulary, we are going to read chapter 3. So can everybody please take out your bookmarks and turn to chapter 3.
What?
And if you need to use your bookmark to follow along, use your bookmark because I'm going to ask some questions while we're reading. So I want everybody paying attention. Is everybody on chapter 3? I think so. Okay, we're going to get started. Chapter 3. Andrew ran all the way home. Then he remembered he had to go to Miss Burrow's house to get the key. The secret recipe for freckle juice was folded carefully in the bottom of Andrew's shoe. He was going to put it inside his sock, but he was afraid if his foot got sweaty, the ink might blur and he wouldn't be able to read it. So he thought his shoe was a safe place, right?
Yeah.
So inside his shoe was safe enough. Even if it was windy, nothing could happen to it there. He made up his mind not to read it until he got home. He didn't want to waste any time getting there, and he wasn't the world's fastest reader anyway, even though he'd gotten better since last fall. Still, there might be some hard words that would take a while to figure out. Andrew pressed Miss Burrow's doorbell. "Hello, Andrew," she said when she opened the door. "You're home from school early." "I ran all the way," Andrew panted. What does panted mean, Georgia?
Like breathe faster than you usually.
Yeah, he ran there, so he's like out of breath, right? So Miss Burrow says, "How about some milk and cookies?" Miss Burrow asked. "No, thank you. I just want the key." "Well, come in, Andrew. Your mother's in the living room." Andrew followed Miss Burrow's. His mother was dealing 4 piles of cards. "Hi, Mom. I came for the key." "Manners, Andrew, manners. Don't you say hello to all the ladies?" Miss Marcus asked. "Oh, hello," Andrew said. Miss Marcus reached for her purse. She opened it and gave Andrew the key. "Change your clothes and play outside. I'll be home by 4 o'clock. That only gave him an hour. He hoped the recipe didn't say to cook anything. He wasn't allowed to turn on the stove or the oven. Andrew dashed to his house, unlocked the front door, and took off his shoes as soon as he was inside. He pulled out the secret recipe and sat down on the floor to read it. It said, "Sharon's secret recipe for freckle juice. 1 glass makes an average amount of freckles. To get like Nikki Lane, drink 2 glasses. Mix up all these things together, stir well, and drink fast. Grape juice, vinegar, mustard, mayonnaise, juice from 1 lemon, pepper and salt, ketchup, olive oil, and a speck of onion. P.S. The faster you drink it, the faster you get freckles." Andrew read the list twice. It didn't sound like much of a secret recipe. His mother used those things every day. Of course, she didn't use them all together. Maybe that was the secret part. Well, he paid 50 cents. He might as well find out. He climbed up on the kitchen counter so he could reach the cabinets. He found everything except the lemon. That was in the refrigerator. And the onion. Miss Marcus kept onions in the basement in a bin. Andrew ran downstairs and selected a small one, since the recipe only called for a speck. With or without the skin, Andrew wondered. He chose a big blue glass. He'd start with just 1 glassful and then drink another if he wanted more freckles. No point in overdoing it the first time. That's what his mother always said. Now first the grape juice, Andrew thought. He filled the glass halfway and added an ice cube. All drinks tasted better cold, and he was sure this one would too. Do you guys think the ice cube would make this drink taste any better?
No.
No, right? No. Then he added the other ingredients one by one. His mother had 2 kinds of vinegars, wine vinegar and plain vinegar. Andrew picked the wine one. He put in some hot mustard, 1 spoonful of mayonnaise, and plenty of salt and pepper. Then some ketchup. That was hard to pour. But what about olive oil? His mother had vegetable oil, but no olive oil. Maybe the stuff that looked like water in the olive jar was what Sharon meant. He put in a few spoonfuls of that. Now for the lemon, Andrew cut one in half and squeezed. Oh no, a seed dropped in by mistake. He picked it out with a spoon. He hated pits in his juice. Now all he needed was that speck of onion and he was all set. He stirred up the drink and smelled it. Do you think this is gonna smell or taste good? No. Oh, it smelled awful. Just plain awful. He'd have to hold his nose while he drank it. He stuck his tongue into the glass to taste it. Ick! Terrible. He did not know how to get it. He didn't know how he would ever manage to get it down, and fast too. Ed said to drink it very fast. That old Sharon, she probably thought he wouldn't be able to drink it. Well, he'd show her. He'd drink it all right. Andrew held his nose, tilted his head back, and gulped down Sharon's secret recipe for freckle juice. He felt like throwing up. It was that bad. But if he did, he'd never get freckles. No, he would be strong. Andrew crept into his mother's bedroom. He didn't feel well enough to walk. He sat on the floor in front of the full-length mirror. He waited for something to happen. All right. Everybody put your bookmarks in for chapter 4 and close your books, please. So he just got done making his concoction and drinking his freckle juice. And I don't think he's feeling very good. He's probably feeling really woozy. What, Emma?
I don't think his mom is gonna be happy that he got sick.
Yeah, I don't think his mom's gonna be very happy either.
No one would.
Oops. How is,
Click it again.
okay.
And then you can scroll.
So why did Andrew decide to keep the recipe in his shoe? Arlen?
Because if you put it in his sock, then it is wet and he won't be able to read the words.
Yeah, his ingredients might smudge and he might not be able to make his recipe. So can anybody tell me a couple of the ingredients that Sharon listed? Lily? Yeah, onion, ketchup, lemon, anything else? Fatima? Yep. Georgia?
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Well, there was a couple more things. Vinegar. Wine vinegar, Olivia. Okay, yeah. Well, that's basically most of the ingredients. So now we are going to turn to page 4 in our booklet. Yes, Georgia?
I'll say there was mayonnaise.
Oh, there was mayonnaise. And mustard, right? Hot mustard? Speck of onion, all of these things. All these things that belong separately. Okay, so can everybody please open up their book to page number 4, and it's going to say making inferences at the top. So you know how I mentioned we're going to be doing this a little bit differently today? Instead of working on the board together, I want you guys to work with your groups to answer page 4, and then afterwards we are going to go over it together as a class, okay? So just do page 4, we'll go over it, and then after we go over it, you're going to do page 5 before we move on. Okay, yeah. So for the instructions for page 4, it says, making inferences, read the sentence from the text, then explain what you know about the story from the sentence. So we kind of already did this activity in the beginning, right? We talked about inferences. So our first sentence, it says, Miss Kelly sighed. Oh, Andrew, what are you up to now? Bring me that note, please. So I want you guys to think about, what is Miss Kelly feeling and how would you know this? And then for our second sentence, it says, after tomorrow, I won't have any trouble paying attention, he promised. Just you wait, Miss Kelly, I won't have any trouble at all. So why do you think Andrew would be saying this? And what is the reason Andrew believes he gets into trouble all the time? And then after you guys work with your group, we will go over it as a class, okay? All right, y'all can get started.
Can we work with our table?
Yes, Aiden.
Maybe
You guys working together?
but she didn't like it. Why is it?
What do you think?
How do you know?
I agree. I feel like that's a good inference. Yeah.
I know.
you guys think? What do you guys think Miss Kelly's feeling? Can you talk about it?
Let's just go.
Okay. That's a good insight.
Very good. We put honey and no. She saw it.
True.
Yeah.
Was not.
Easy.
What are you up to now?
You can ask Miss Stringer for all this stuff.
Okay, that's good.
She's gonna be your go-to.
How do I frustrated? It's FRU. STRATED. Good job. I like that word. And it's a good guess. Good advice. Good.
Okay, Emma, your turn.
You guys move to number 2? We're gonna start them together? Okay. What'd you guys talk about? Or number 3? On 2 and 3.
I didn't take freckles. He does.
Okay.
Like,
Like because he has freckles. No, because he's tired. Because he believes that he always gets.
Alright, you guys are gonna have just a couple more minutes to finish this page. Good job. You're working fast. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it as a class. Oh, and what did you think about 3? I see Evan already moved ahead. Okay.
That's exactly
Good job. You guys are all done? Alright, just hang tight. We're gonna. Alright, you guys have about 1 more minute, and then we're gonna talk about it together. Annoyed. ANNOYED. Alright. If you're not done, that's okay. Just put your pencils down for now so that way we can go over it as a class, okay? You can have a seat, please. Alright, good. My turn. So for number 1, alright, let's read the sentence again. Miss Kelly's side. Oh, Andrew, what are you up to now? Bring me that note, please. So how do you think Miss Kelly is feeling, Patrick?
Mad that Andrew wasn't listening.
Mad that Andrew wasn't listening? Alright, what are some other feelings? I like that answer. What are some other feelings that she might have, George? Disappointed. Lily? Annoyed. Emma?
I was gonna say annoyed.
Annoyed. Okay, Mason?
frustrated.
Frustrated. I like all these ideas. So if you had any of these, oops, that's okay. Those are all good answers. I'm gonna write some of these down. Frustrated. Yes.
Mad.
Mad.
Yes. I was gonna say that. Oh my god.
Annoyed.
Not happy. Not happy.
Not happy.
Scared. Why would she be scared?
I don't know about scared.
No, she read it.
So something along any of these lines. All right, so number 2, but how did you guys know that she was feeling this way? Audrey?
Because it looked like she was annoyed.
It looked, okay.
Like in the picture?
In the picture? Okay. Georgia?
Her expression.
Expression? What do you mean by that?
Like the way her face looked, how she was feeling.
Okay, yeah. So I noticed this one word, sighed. Miss Kelly sighed.
Okay.
When you're sighing, does it normally sound like you're happy? No, like, oh, Andrew, like, that doesn't sound very happy. So one way that you can know was looking at the picture from the book or looking at the word sighed in the text, right? So we'll write something like that.
Because he wasn't listening.
By looking at the picture, and she said, in quotations, sighed. Alright. Number 3. After tomorrow, I won't have any trouble paying attention, he promised. Just you wait, Miss Kelly. I won't have any trouble at all. So why does Andrew say this, Mallory? He claims that freckles will help him focus, right? So, and like, what is the reason that Andrew believes he always gets into trouble? Patrick? He doesn't have freckles. So, if he has, basically Andrew thinks that if he has freckles, all of his problems will be solved, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that this will be true? Let's predict. Do we think that if he drinks his freckle juice, all of his problems will go away?
No.
Right?
I think I'll just start new ones.
New ones, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think all these problems will come back.
Mallory, what did you say for number 3? He claims his...
Went away.
He claims that freckles will help him focus. I think he'll go with like 2 hours in the class.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, if you guys don't have something like this written on your paper, now's the time to write this down. And then number 4, what is the reason Andrew believes he always gets into trouble? He does not have freckles. Yet. Doesn't, does not, are those the same thing?
Yeah.
They mean the same thing, right?
Yeah, but doesn't is shorter.
Doesn't is shorter.
It's minus 1 letter.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an extra
It's a contraction. We went over those last week. Alright. Page 5. You guys are gonna do this one on your own. So it's the directions say, be creative, make your own recipe for freckle juice, and draw a picture. So your recipe should be different than Sharon and Andrew's freckle juice recipe, right? So, I mean, you can put mayonnaise in if you want, but maybe add some extra ingredients. And then I want you guys to draw a picture. And once you draw your picture, raise your hand, and I'm gonna come around and check it, okay? Yeah. The picture, so the picture's gonna, picture and ingredients will go there, and then you can write like the directions, like how much of each ingredient you wanna put, or like in what order you should put them in, however you wanna do it. It's your freckle juice. Yeah.
Or all of it. Can I say all of it?
Whatever you want, it's your freckle juice. Yeah, Emma? So you're gonna draw your picture and put your ingredients there, and then I want you to put like how much of each or what order you should put them in, okay? Hmm?
I'm gonna make my delicious.
Ooh, you're gonna make it delicious? Yeah, it doesn't have to be like yucky. You can make your freckle juice taste like good.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna make the apple juice that you want, guys. Oh, baby.
But do we have to use like liquid? You can choose
It's whatever you want. Well, it is juice, but you have to be able to. So you have to be able to drink it.
I'm gonna add it one of my favorite
I'll see what else.
I'm basically making mine spaghetti with a bunch of apples. Me too.
Right in there.
Miss Stringer, I told the first block, I told them 4 ingredients and 4 or 5 steps, so if you wanted to do
Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's make it 4 ingredients. Because we have a whole other chapter to read, right? And I want to keep reading.
Morisco spaghetti. I made it fun.
That's okay. And then don't forget, raise your hand so I can come check it. Olivia, you're done?
Yes. Okay, I'm drawing 6, 7, 8, 2, and I'm adding
Good job. When I check your page 5, that means your page 4 is also good.
There's the cake. Spaghetti.
Alright, let's see it. Orange juice, apple juice, baby bottle, cake. Oh, let me see your other page.
Baby bottle.
Alright, good. 5 periods.
How do you spell little?
Little, L-I-T-T-L-E.
Okay, finished.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's what I'm adding.
that is something.
Okay, I'm adding
You're done?
those first.
Good job.
I'm making mine yummy.
You're making yours yummy. It looks better. Looks better than Andrew's.
Okay, sure does. See, look at mine. Mine looks like
What? Good. If you're done early, you can keep adding color. We only have. I'm gonna give you guys 3 more minutes. Okay?
a lot. Can I start reading?
No.
Can I read my iBook?
Yes.
Good.
That's important. You done, Lily? What is it? Chamomile. C-H-A-M.
True, that makes sense.
O-M-I-L-E. Good job. Strawberry and banana. Then you blend.
All my favorite things.
All right, 2 more minutes.
Is it a lot of
We're finished. Everybody should get their check mark. Ooh. I like it.
I put a lot of bunch of stuff.
Done? Okay. All done? we're getting ready to move on. 1 more minute. So finish up so I can give you guys your check mark. You done, Audrey? Ooh, I like yours. Very descriptive. Yeah, Emma? Oops. Is this yours, Mallory?
No, that's fine. Well, I did another that I'm done, but I like just like
It looks good. It's very accurate.
Oh, I don't like this.
You done, Mallory? All right. Everybody, can you please, if you didn't get a check mark, you will have time to finish it after.
I'm on my last
Okay. After we read chapter 4, Patrick. After we're done reading chapter 4, you guys will have time to finish coloring and drawing. Harlan, shh. Can everybody please close your books? Okay, I'll check it after. And open our novel. So we're going to open to chapter 4 of our novel and close our booklet. I'll know that you're ready when nobody's talking. You're not done? Okay. You will have time to finish after. Okay? Yes. I'll check it after. I will after. Please open your book.
Can I get a mark for my book?
Sure, have one. Oh, that book? No.
My other one.
That's not the focus right now.
Open to chapter 4, please. Alright, remember we're following along. If you need to, use your bookmark. What's your question, Emma? Chapter 4.
Forgot.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get started, so everybody should have their book open. Olivia, open your book, please. Pretty soon, something happened, alright. Andrew turned greenish. His stomach hurt. At 4 o'clock, Miss Marcus came home. Yoo-hoo, Andrew, where are you? She called. Andrew heard her, but he couldn't answer. He was too weak. He made a small noise. Andrew Marcus, is that you? His mother stood in the doorway of her bedroom. What are you doing in here? I told you to play outside. And why didn't you change your clothes? Didn't I say to change your clothes? Andrew made another noise. Miss Marcus looked at his face. Andrew, you're green. Absolutely green. Are you sick? Andrew nodded. He was afraid if he opened his mouth, he'd lose the freckle juice. What hurts? Miss Marcus asked, feeling his forehead. Andrew moaned and held his stomach. Oh my, appendicitis. You must have appendicitis. Does anybody know what appendicitis is? Patrick?
Isn't it like a disease? I mean, like when you're shaking in your appendix?
Yeah. So it's like a really, really, really bad stomach ache. You have an organ in your stomach called an appendix. And when it bursts, it's called appendicitis. So, do you think that Marcus or Andrew should be telling the truth? That he doesn't have appendicitis? And that he just drank like a really bad drink?
Yeah.
Right? Because appendicitis is kind of serious. Oh my, appendicitis. You must have appendicitis. I'm going to call the doctor. No, I'd better just drive straight to the hospital. No, I'll call the ambulance. Andrew shook his head, but his mother didn't notice. She said, don't move. I'm going into the kitchen to phone. I'll be right back. Andrew rolled around, moaning. Miss Marcus came back to her bedroom in a hurry. Andrew Marcus, I've just seen that mess in the kitchen. Did you or did you not make something and eat it? Oh no. He forgot to clean up.
It's just
He forgot to clean up. Now she knew. Well, he didn't care. His stomach was killing him. Well, young man, I'm surprised at you. Surprised? Miss Burroughs offered you milk and cookies and you refused. Then you came home and made yourself an I don't know what, and scared me half to death thinking you had appendicitis. I always thought you were more sensible, Andrew. I just can't believe it. Andrew closed his eyes. Now, young man, you are going to bed. Andrew thought that was the best idea he'd heard in a long time. Miss Marcus gave him 2 spoonfuls of pink stuff that tasted like peppermint. Then she tucked him into bed. Maybe the freckles would come right out while he was sleeping. Right now, he didn't care much if they ever came out. He hated Sharon. She'd done it on purpose, just to get his 50 cents. He'd show her. She'd be sorry someday. He drifted off to sleep. He had terrible dreams. A big green monster made him drink 2 quarts of freckle juice 3 times a day. Every time he drank it, the monster got freckles. But Andrew didn't. Andrew woke up sweaty. His stomach still felt funny. His mother gave him 2 more spoonfuls of that pink stuff again, and he fell asleep again. The next day, Andrew stayed home from school. He only looked in the mirror once. No freckles. He wasn't surprised. At noon, he drank some hot tea. He wasn't ever going back to school. Sharon wasn't going to see him without freckles. She thought she was so great. Well, she wasn't going to get the chance to laugh at him. No, sir. So Andrew sounds pretty upset about not having his freckles, right? He doesn't even want to go back to school. But the following day, his mother woke him up and sang, "Time for school, rise and shine. Don't forget to wash your neck and behind your ears." She pulled the covers off him. "I'm not going to school today," Andrew said. "I'm never going to school again." He hid his head under his pillow. "So I've got a school dropout in 2nd grade? We'll have to do something about that. Here are your clothes. I want to see you up and dressed before I count to 15, or you're going to take 3 baths a day, every day, for the next 10 years. Andrew got dressed. He ate a breakfast bun and drank some milk. But he couldn't let Sharon get away with it. He had to do something. All right, that's the end of chapter 4. So can everybody please put their bookmarks right where it says chapter 5 and put them in your cubby. Maybe you want snack?
Oh yes, I can take out
Yeah.
my snack.
You guys can take out your snack, and we are going to get started on our chapter 4 questions. Yeah. Good one. Yeah, I did. Good sentences. Blame the dogs. Alright.
Alright, snack out, sit down. She has homework.
Alright, we're gonna quietly eat our snack because we have one more section to finish before we will be done for the day.
Hello?
Hey.
Can I get Olivia to the front office to go over the day, please?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, Olivia, put it in your yellow folder, pink folder, put it away. Sit down.
Okay, is everybody ready? Does everybody have their snack out? If you're eating your snack, that probably means you shouldn't be talking, right? You can't eat and talk at the same time.
Let's go, Olivia.
Alright, so who can tell me where did Andrew say, like what part of his body was hurting? Audrey. His stomach, right? Because he drank all that yucky freckle juice. And why didn't he want to go back to school? Georgia?
Because he wanted to prove Sharon that he didn't have purpose, but he didn't, so he needed to come up with their down here.
Good job. Thank you, Georgia. Okay, so similarly how we just did with our inferences on page 4, we're going to do the same thing on page number 6. Y'all are going to work with your small groups to complete this. So the directions say cause and effect. So we are going to complete the cause and effect table for the events in chapter 3. So can anybody remind me, oh wait, we didn't even do our cause and effect. Sorry. We haven't even gone over our cause and effect slides. So, cause and effect. So the cause is the why something happened, right? And the effect is what happened. So who can read me this sentence on the bottom? Kinsey?
The cause is the reason something happened.
Yes. So cause is the reason something happened, or like the why behind it. And then who can read me this sentence right here? Aiden?
The effect is the result of what happened.
Right, so what happened or the results. So we are going to practice with 3 different activities. So we have this sentence at the top. It says, lightning struck a tree and the tree started to burn. So what do you guys think would be the cause? Do you think that the lightning struck a tree first, or do you think the tree started to burn first? Lily? The lightning struck the tree. Good job.
Your laptop.
So if lightning struck the tree first, what happened after that, Emma?
The tree started to burn.
The tree started to burn. The cause is that the lightning struck the tree, and the effect is that the tree started to burn. Okay? So we're going to move on to our next activity. So we have the effect, but we need to figure out what caused this to happen. So Layla was late for school. So there's a couple of things that probably could have happened to Layla about why she was late for school. Owen, what do you think one of the reasons might be? She slept in. Anything else? Anybody else have a different idea? Mason?
The bus was late.
The bus was late. Georgia?
Didn't wake up on time.
She didn't wake up on time. Patrick?
She tried to make breakfast.
She tried to make breakfast. Let's do one more. George?
She couldn't find her backpack.
She couldn't find her backpack. So there are so many things that could have caused Layla to be late for school, right? I'm not going to write all this down because that's a lot. But those are all really great ideas. So now we're going to find the effect. So again, there's a lot of different answers that you guys could have. So the cause is that the gate was open. So what do you think might happen if you leave your gate open, like your back gate or like your front gate? Owens?
A bear went in.
A bear went in? Okay.
Yeah.
Parker?
Your dogs might go out.
Your dogs might go out. George?
A thief comes in and steals your stuff.
Yes, like you might get robbed. Mallory?
A loud animal comes in.
A loud animal. Let's do one more. Harlan? Superman can come. Maybe in a book. Patrick?
A car could drive into your backyard.
Maybe if you had a really like sturdy metal gate and it was open. But yeah, so the gate was open. What happened? The dog got out. Somebody robbed your house. A bear crawled in.
The dog got out.
The dog got out. So many different things. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing with page 6, okay? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 different boxes, and you get 3 causes and there's 2 effects. So it says Andrew read the recipe from Sharon. You're going to tell me the effect. What happened after Andrew read the recipe? Next, Andrew dropped a seed in the cup. What did Andrew do after he dropped the seed in the cup? And then we have our effect. So Andrew felt sick. So you're going to have to tell me what happened before Andrew felt sick. Like what caused him to feel sick. Our next one, it says Andrew's mother thought he had appendicitis. What happened after that? What did his mother do? What did Andrew do? And then our last one is another effect. It says that Andrew was sent straight to bed. What caused his mother to send him straight to bed? Okay? So I want you guys to work with your partners or your table to finish that, and then you guys can keep working on your snack. I'm gonna give you guys, like what? 5 minutes? All right, 5 minutes. And if you don't finish, that's okay, because we're gonna go over it together. And then, if you have any questions, raise your hand, and I can come around and help you.
Guys, maybe we can do one each minute.
Timer's on the board.
Yeah, you're working with your table.
Go, set.
What happened after Andrew read the recipe from Sharon? What happened after? He made it? Did he make the recipe?
I think I know the causes for this one. I think the cause for this one is to drink the freckle juice.
Alright, what are you thinking? You work with Mallory.
I'm not here. Mallory don't eat.
I meant Kinsey. So you should be working together, Owen. Like a pencil. So Andrew read the recipe from Sharon. What do you think happened after that? What happened? Yeah, but like what happened before that? So he read the recipe and what did he do? He made the recipe,
He
right?
made the last one is he made a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, it was sick.
Mm-hmm.
No, he made.
Yeah, Kinsey? Oh, okay.
He just said
Owen, you need to start writing.
That was 2 minutes. We probably use that. Or 2 by 3. One minute. He made freckle juice. Yeah. Yes. Who made it? No. I mean that kind of freckle juice that he had. No.
Alright, got a little less than 2 minutes before we go over it as a group.
It fell on the ground. He opened it. He opened
Yeah, you go.
Andrew does say sneak in the cup. What did you write for Andrew?
We have 1 minute, so just hang tight. Yeah.
Is he found outside?
I don't know.
Oh, can I get more?
Yeah. down your final ideas.
I want him to turn green. Then everyone at school would think he was a zombie.
Good job, guys.
And then what if
You
he
get a
started
check? I
acting
checked
like
yourself, right?
so they start calling him a zombie? She went like,
Oh, well, not for the next part. Alright. Our timer is done, so if everybody could please head back to your seats if you're up. So that way we can go over our last section together and check our answers. Alright. Andrew, turn around, please. So, our first cause, it says Andrew read the recipe from Sharon. So, what happened like immediately after Andrew read the recipe? Audrey? He started to make his freckle juice, right? So the cause, Andrew read the recipe from Sharon. Effect, he started to make his freckle juice. Awesome. Our next cause is Andrew dropped a seed in the cup. What was the immediate effect after that? Georgia?
He grabbed this spoon and took it out.
Yeah, he picked the seed out with a spoon. Bless you. Remember, if you don't have these written down, this is your opportunity to write these down, okay? Alright, now we're going to go to our effect side. So Andrew felt sick. What caused Andrew to feel sick, Patrick?
He drank freckle juice.
He drank the freckle juice, right? Good job. Excuse me. Our next cause. Andrew's mother thought he had appendicitis. What was the immediate effect after that, George?
She almost called it
Yeah, she almost called the police, right? Or not the police. She almost called an ambulance.
911.
You can say she almost called 911.
Oh yeah.
Let's write that. She almost called 911.
Or would you say she was about to like call the po-po?
Sure, you could. She almost called the popo. She almost called the ambulance. She almost called 911.
Almost he almost called banana dish. But
All right.
Enough of that.
Last one. We are looking back in our effect column. Our effect is that Andrew was sent straight to bed. What is our cause? What caused Andrew to be sent straight to bed, Mason?
he didn't feel good.
He didn't feel good? Yeah, we could probably add a little bit more to that. Kinsey? He lied? Yeah. All right, what else, Georgia?
He lied about the pickle juice.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty good, we can put that, his mom was mad that he lied. Do you think that's a good sentence to write?
Yeah.
Parker, what do you think?
He made a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah, he made a mess in the kitchen. That's part of the reason why his mom was mad at him, right?
He lied about it.
He lied about it. What were you gonna say, Audrey?
His mom saw the ingredients
Andrew did not follow his mom's directions too, right? Didn't his mom tell him to come home, play outside, take a shower? Did he do any of those things? No. He didn't change his clothes either. So he did not follow any of his mom's directions.
Wait.
Yeah, Patrick?
Could have just done it outside.
He could have, but he didn't. But do you think his mom still would have been mad at him if he made freckle juice outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just making the freckle juice his mom wasn't very happy about. Okay, so we are all done, but I need to come around and check your booklets. One more thing that we're going to do, actually I don't know why I said we're done, we're not. We have one more thing. There's two questions that I need you guys to answer. And after you, yes, Jessie is going to pass these out. Yeah.
Tell them about what it is.
So there's one question that relates to chapter 3, and then there's one question that relates to chapter 4. And so the first question, it says, when Andrew leaves school, where does he go to find his mother? Don't say it out loud, keep it to yourself, because this is something that you're doing by yourself. And then our next question is, what is it? Where on his body does Andrew say he was hurting? I know that we talked about this one. So this one you guys should definitely all remember. So once you guys finish both of these questions, raise your hand and I will come and check your booklet and collect your sheets, okay? And this is also done by yourself. There should be no talking. I'm bringing it to you. It's just the way it was printed. I'm coming around with that one. Is there not enough for everybody?
Yeah, I was in the first one.
Oh, see, I didn't print. I print one for everyone.
Oh, that's okay.
You could do one for everyone. Everyone will have something
Yeah.
that might have a different
Yeah.
question.
If you didn't get, yes. Yes. If I give you 2, raise your hand. I have the second one, please.
Sorry, that's my fault.
No, that's totally okay. That's okay. I may not need it. Okay, sorry about that.
That's Miss Brooks' fault. It's not on Miss Turner.
All right, raise your hand if you do not have one. You can write your name. Write your name right there. I messed it up. So that's what's called. All right, everybody, should be done without talking, okay? Thank you. Have a seat. Raise your hand if you're done. Because I messed it up. It's okay. Just write your name. If you need to go back into your book, you can go back into your book also. And then raise your hand if you are done. And open your book so I can give you a check mark. Good job. No. The character thing is for today, right? No. Okay. Good job. Thank you. If you are done, you can read.
Would we put our name on it?
Yes, please.
Would we put our
Not yet. STOMA